It's 8:01.
Our audio is live.
Our audio is live. And I think our video is live.
Our video is now live.
Nice.
Welcome to Hump Day Happy Hour.
Easy for you to say.
I'm Christa.
Kevin.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm trying some new technical stuff. I'm not sure how the YouTube stuff is working. So if you're watching on YouTube and it is working, let us know in the comments.
And if you're watching on YouTube and it is not working,
they won't be able to let us know.
Yeah.
Luckily, I can see that Facebook must be working because Tim is on. Hello and welcome. According to Toby, the message receive rate is faster with this software. So we should be able to see the comments coming in a little bit quicker without so much delay.
Sounds great.
Wonderful.
Sorry, I burped in the hot wing smell.
I can smell it.
Sorry.
Hi to Shane and Michelle Nipple. I cannot thank you guys enough
friends.
for all of the help that you offered throughout Motorama.
Hope your dusting and the cleaning went well for you, Shane. He got his pipes cleaned today.
Oh, okay. No, he didn't. That got rescheduled.
No, I just talked to him. He got it done.
Oh, I thought it was rescheduled.
No.
Anyway, speaking of Motorama.
What part of Motorama events
Jennifer.
would you like to speak about?
I want to speak about all the things. I think we just went live on YouTube. I think that
just now?
I think it just happened.
Oh, wow.
We're going to click around. No, it still says sending data. Toby, you're setting us up for disaster.
Oh, what are you doing to us, mate?
Anyway. Hi to Peter Margle. Hi to Mike
Hi,
Ream. Thank you for joining us.
Crap. Oh, Mike tried to call me when I was in the midst of flipping burgers for Harry for 4 hours straight at the gun sale. Yeah. Sorry, Mike.
Sorry.
I was working for Uncle Harry at the time, and I couldn't answer. And crap. Meant to call you back today. Anyway, I will most certainly call. What do you got going on, babe?
Well,
You're
I've got to fix
stuff.
YouTube because Ed just decided to make it not work by saying in the comments it didn't work because obviously it was working until he said that.
Oh, so it's all Ed's fault.
Most definitely.
Hey, whatever takes the pressure off of me, I'm cool with it. Sorry, Ed.
I was thinking takes the pressure off of me.
It runs downhill, buddy. Sorry. Anyway, so
it seems to be working here. It says there's 5 people watching.
Talking about Motorama.
Thank you.
What? Who said?
The people on YouTube are telling me it is working.
Oh, good. So, back to Motorama. What happened?
Oh, I just was catching up because
Kurt
Taylor
Sieber.
DeLosa was on.
Yo.
There's Riley Naylor. Mike Ream says no big deal. It's a hand question. Dennis Brew. Hi, Dennis Brew. And Ed wants to take the pressure off of himself and says it's now up. So the YouTube is now up and working.
Good job, Eddie.
And welcome to Kurt Sieber. So what were you talking about before I interrupted you?
Does it really matter?
No.
Okay.
Let's talk about Motorama.
Which part?
First of all, we did a lot of work to prepare for Motorama.
Did we? That seems like so long ago. I don't even remember.
I know. It is a whole nother world.
Oh, wait. No, I do remember because we're undoing all of that work, trying to put it away.
That's true. We're a little fuzzy.
Can I just say that the new counter arrangement does not work well
they don't
for sitting
know
on
about,
a stool.
I know. It's not.
Sorry.
I think that's our lighting issue, too, which is making us a little blurry. But I think.
Look. Looks good.
See, look at this. Looks good here, but look at it there.
Why not?
Gloop says we were watching some AT Vision last night and saw 2 familiar faces. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into Motorama. First of all,
let's go to AT Vision. Right?
We will in just a moment because we're
no.
Who's running the show?
Well, you are, honey. We'll do whatever you like.
What do you want to say?
AT Vision the interview. You and me, the picture of us together in life that is
so great.
Many places.
We'll circle back around for that. Anyway, back to Motorama. We loaded up half the store, took it to Motorama. It was a lot. It was a lot of work to load up the store and take it there. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
We pride ourselves on being the hobby shop for the racers, right?
Fair.
So we have to have the things that the normal hobby shop doesn't have, which is the thing that the racer needs to have to keep racing. So we had to take everything.
So I remember on Thursday, we had unloaded the bulk of the stuff. We had like the core of the tent and the store set up. And I remember being over, I ended up putting my own personal pit table beside the trailer, so I was closer this year. And my OGOs were there. And I remember digging in and opening up the one OGO, and it was literally just full of the red tackle box sets.
I do remember.
Right?
Yes. We're still blurry. I'm trying to.
And Drake says, what do you have all that for? And I'm like, dude, there's like 2 associated boxes, which are 10 scale stuff. There's a Custom Works box, a Mugen box, a Traxxas box, and like, holy crap. It was full. Yeah. Right? And he's kind of looked at me. He's like, you need all that stuff?
We need all that stuff.
I'm like, dude, I got to take care of the people. Like when we forgot the countersunk washer, something. Yeah. And I dug into every one of those boxes multiple times a day.
It's true.
Yeah. Saved the day a couple times. Failed once or twice, but hey, I try to do it.
Yeah.
Is it over? Are you mom?
I think maybe Alan's talking about, is Motorama over?
Yeah. Yes, Alan. Yes, it's
over. So
are you prepping for 2025 already?
It was a lot of work to load up the store. We took everything there. We tried to set it up to be reminiscent of the hobby shop. I think if you guys saw us there, we have the glass cabinets there. We have the racks. I want to. The point is that we want to give a little taste of what it's like to shop in store at LCRC. So I think we did that. It looked good. It was nice because a big part of the point is not what we sell while we're there. It's about introducing people to us, to LCRC, making them realize that
showcasing
it's
what we
our
have
baby.
available.
Yeah.
No, I get it for sure.
So I think that went well, and it's just exhausting. It's a long time. It's just exhausting, but we got down to the end. You were racing both tracks. So in case you were wondering, if your husband signed you up to go to Motorama, race both off-road and oval, and have a hobby shop that will be very busy throughout the weekend, there is a chance that divorce will happen. I mean, that is an option. I'm happy to say we are still married. We are not yet happily married again, but that will happen within days when the store is completely put back together.
I did things for you.
It's true. They don't understand what you're looking at right now, but we've done a lot of work since we got home, which made up for the hardships that we have overcome from the weekend.
I'm this close to being allowed to race both tracks again.
There was a moment in the middle of Motorama that I looked at him and said, if you're going to race both tracks, I will not be returning.
And I said, that's it. I'm not racing either track, and we just won't come.
We're not going to come then. He totally did a toddler tantrum where he's like, that's fine. We just won't come. And I was like,
short of laying down.
Okay, twist my arm. Jason Mechanic says racing both tracks equals a new horse. Now we're talking.
Yeah. Sure. We need more. We need more horses.
This is the problem. He would be the one
Let's go.
to go
Let's get him.
that way.
Yep.
So anyway, Sunday was a nice relief from the work because Friday is the busiest for our booth because racers only are there. Okay, so
Friday.
Is that not what I said?
You said Saturday.
I meant Friday. Friday is the busiest because everyone's practicing. They're trying to figure out their car setups. They're coming over and getting different tires and tire dope and tools and parts and things.
So I want to play on the Nick's comment about 8-scale and tires. So yes, 8-scale guys buy tires at the race as it goes. Oval guys buy all their stuff ahead of time and don't buy very many tires at the event at all. You know, hey, what am I going to say? It is what it is. That's how 8-scale guys roll. The whole oval tire program, it's wow, it's a lot of work.
Anyway, so Sunday brought us both a little bit of relief because you had some great racing going on. You hit the oval track and did very well.
Yeah, the oval was good to me this weekend.
Yeah.
Far cry from a couple years ago, showing up doing donuts and looking like a fool. But it was good. They actually let me win a heat race Friday night, which was super cool. And I almost made the main, which is like a win for me. Yeah. So that was cool.
And you won you won a bump in the off-road track, and I got to interview you.
Yeah. Back to Gloop. Yeah, that was.
This is where it's all coming together, honey.
So back to the infamous interview on ATV Vision. The lovely Christa got to interview me again in off-road RC, which was her like warm-up interview to her day-long siege of interviewing all of the people.
So I was working with Toby and his very talented son, who were running the 46 RC show for Motorama's live video presentation. And I was helping them with post-race interviews. Toby is very good, even in interviewing, he's very good at it. But I think the nerves still get the best of him, which I understand, because if, like Gloop, you went back and watched my old interviews back in 2010, I would get very nervous too. Luckily, I've outgrown that, and I pretty much did not get nervous for any of the interviews during the 46 RC
One
show.
of the best things about that comparison, Gloop, is that you didn't need the widescreen lens to film us doing the interview in 2024 like you did back in 20-something. But anyway, yeah, that's a whole other thing. Back to me racing 2 classes and run the store. At least Garrett was running 4 classes.
And doing track work. Yeah, I saw that.
Hello.
Yeah. I will tell you,
Jennifer.
I had a really good time with the interviews because one of the things about doing post-race interviews is that you have to watch every race and you have to watch very attentively.
Can I correct you for just a second? You don't have to. But if you want to be good at your job, you have to.
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
You have to.
Yeah.
So I watched every event, and really the way I watched it really reminded me of the way that I used to. So if you've missed the punchline, I used to be, when Kevin was team manager for Team Suzuki ATV team, I was a press correspondent for ATV Motocross. We did a little show they called AT Vision that's still on YouTube. That's what Gloop was talking about watching. And I interviewed the top pro ATV racers, post-race interviews and pre-race and some stuff. I worked
occasionally interviewed a team manager.
Or 2. And we had a fairly successful series that went on. I worked with some amazing people, including Jason Wygant, who's now the guy that is doing Supercross. Yeah. And my cameraman was a spectacularly talented guy. I cannot cannot remember his name right now.
I can see his face. Him and his girlfriend, I'm assuming wife.
No. That was Jason Hooper, which I did work with. But the one I was talking about was the one before him with the dark hair, the curly hair.
Oh, Hoop was one I was thinking.
He was really amazing. Lived in California. Anyway, Hoop was also great. And anyway, so I did interviews back then. So, anyway, watching the races, I was thinking like I thought back then. So when they take the first corner, you're not watching to watch the race, but you're watching to ask them the questions, right? So like you look for that hit from behind. You look for the point where somebody you think is going to win the race crashes and how they're coming back. You're watching multiple people. You're paying attention to how they're going to play in the end game. And then when the big thing happens, it's even more exciting because when Mayfield hits the pipe and gets caught and Lutz gets around him and 2 corners later, Mayfield's back on him, but then Mayfield hits the pipe again. You're thinking the whole time about what you're going to say to Mayfield if Mayfield does get around Lutz, or to Lutz if Mayfield doesn't, or, and then Lutz gets it wrong. And then it makes I really encourage anyone to watch a race. And if you want it to be a little bit more exciting, think about what you would ask them.
What happens if they get together and tangle up and then Drake gets around?
I would be completely unprepared because I didn't watch a single lap of Drake's race. But
did I tell you? I know I've said it loud in the shop a couple times this week already. I did not watch one single lap of off-road that I was not participating in.
Really?
Very shamefully.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't, because when the big guns were over there, I was tied up with Oval or in the store, and not that it's a long way, but I mean it takes 10 minutes to, hey, I gotta go, run over there for a minute, and then get back, and I was a little selfish on my time. Like I thankfully. Gavin Nipple was willing to volunteer marshal for me the whole weekend. I think Xander Neiman filled in on Sunday a little bit. Very grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
Those kids really, they take care of me, spoil me a little bit.
For me, that was my favorite part of the entire weekend, was watching over there on the off-road. Now, I will tell you, I only got to watch 2 oval races the entire weekend, which were those final 2 at the very end.
Selfishly, I did go. A friend of mine, Jason Burns from Ohio, he helps me tremendously on the oval, and I try to go watch his races when I can, and of course Cowboy and a couple of our local guys, because the oval track is literally like 30 feet from the booth, so it's easier for me to skip away.
No, it worked out. It worked out well.
Yeah.
I did not get to leave RC racing this year.
You didn't see any of my oval laps, did you?
No, not one. Yeah. And I did not make it over to motocross. Adeline and I one time went over we made it to the robots, and then we turned around and came back.
I didn't leave the 2 RC rooms.
Yeah,
literally. No.
Yeah, it was kind of disappointing. I really do like the other stuff, so I was a little.
I've been doing it since the 90s.
Yeah. But listen, the majority of this weekend ended up being work, which meant that I didn't get to spend a lot of time watching you. But it was because I was covering the tent while you were gone. No.
Hey, listen, takes a village. We all got to do work.
And vice versa. And it worked out. It was okay.
I have a trivia question.
Oh, God.
Nick, you cannot answer because I know you'll know. So, pre the equine arena, where the 8 scales race now, right? Think how far back do I have to go?
Wow.
So
riveting.
Skip that. Let's go.
This is riveting information.
The small arena where BattleBots are now. Tell me what was the last thing to happen in that arena before BattleBots. Can anybody tell me that? I know.
Sheep.
I know. And it was not sheep.
Lambs.
During Motorama.
Oh, you didn't say that.
During Motorama.
I was right. That was sheep.
No, years past, during Motorama weekend, what was the last thing to happen in that small arena before BattleBots? What kind? Be more specific.
RC
Be
off-road,
more specific.
Nitro
Come
racing.
on, that's like saying it was cars. Come on.
Rock crawling?
Nope.
There was rock crawling in just the last few years, Shane.
But not in that room.
I understand. Nitro late model.
Negative.
Ooh,
No,
Dominic.
you have nitro late model on the brain, kid.
Gas truck. Matt Adams.
Winner. Yes.
Gas truck. Matt Adams with the win.
Yep.
Yeah, crawlers were where the food was. And where does anybody know? Did anybody watch the what do they call that?
Drag race.
Drag racing. Yeah, but where was it? I don't have any idea where it was.
Over where the crawlers were before, supposedly.
Okay, I know where that is. That's that little hidden food room.
Yes, it was 10 scale off road, but the actual like meat answer was gas truck, which is like 10 scale gas truck. It was a holy crap, big deal back then.
This hair is like not.
Yeah, RC drag racing is a snooze fest.
Did you watch it? Did
Dom,
anybody go over there?
That is one of the first things you have commented.
I know,
I agree with. We conversated this weekend. We're good.
Just because Dominic wants more practice, which
I know.
I don't think he needs practice.
Listen, I've learned to tell the kids.
Oh, it's in the smaller car show part. Turn right out of the RC and go to the RC drag. Oh, that's unexpected.
Okay.
Interesting.
Technically, Garrett didn't get it wrong. It was 10 scale off road, but it was the gas truck part was what we were really looking for.
Did you get my printout on that thing?
No, but I have a thing on my phone.
Okay, because it's on my desk if you want it.
Is that you trying to get rid of me so you can say Motorama stuff about me?
No, I was not. Hi, P-word. Oh, honestly, I have got to tell you, Prisco did an amazing job at Motorama this year. I was really excited to watch you. It was one of the things I was just talking about Motorama that I got to watch every single race, almost every single race on Sunday. I missed some of the short course stuff, but I was really impressed with your finishes. I'm really happy for you. I think that is a wonderful telltale sign of things to come. I will say the same for Taylor. He got it wrong in his race, but Taylor was doing big things out there. I'm excited for you this season. I am sorry to say to the Yoder family, I wasn't able to see the little guy run, but because I only got to watch on Sunday, but I'm excited for him this year too. You're welcome. So what is the feedback on the new dirt bike or the dirt bite? It's very hard. Or the Falcon tire. So if anybody ran the dirt bite or the Falcon, which are the brand new J Concepts tires, please drop something in the comments how they worked for you at Motorama so we can share the knowledge.
I wouldn't know. My tire budget did not allow me to purchase any from the local establishment.
Cheers to that. Yeah. You know what? You think you're the only ones with budgets, folks? You can open a hobby shop and still have a budget. That's how this works.
I would like to say the same 4 green reflexes all weekend, but I did manage to crash my brains out at one point and actually break a wheel, which was better than an A-arm because I did finish. But anyway, I switched tires to set number 2 of green reflex, and I ran them all weekend long. Yeah.
So, I sold some dirt bites and Falcons over the weekend.
Sold them all. Falcons? What? Falcons? Dirt bites?
So Falcons are, let's see, we need, it's so hard to get it to focus. Oh.
It's not focusing.
How do you know?
Because I can see.
This is
so bad right now.
Oh, I would be mad at you.
It's hard to refrain.
This is riveting. Okay, well, anyway. Ethan liked the dirt bites while they lasted for about 2 rounds for him. Oh, okay. Well, that's impressive. So the Falcon's the one that has this little V-like shape to them. They are directional, right?
Yeah, they're both directional, actually.
And then dirt bite has more of a rounded...
Dirt bite's kind of like a reflex, reshaped pin type thing.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, for somebody that doesn't race and doesn't really care, I really like it.
It's the first time I ever really held them out.
Do you have Falcons in stock? Well, Tim, way to jump the gun on my big announcement. So we received dirt bikes and Falcons in before Motorama. We had them available at Motorama for the racers that were there, but we did not make them available on our website. We have just went right before we went live and turned them on the website. So we only have blue and aquas left for the Falcon. Dirt bike. And only blues in the Falcon, I believe.
There was one set of greens left of Falcon.
Yes.
Because they were...
So they are on the website now. The easiest way to find them is by part number. So if you go to lcrcraceway.com and look for 4073, that's going to be your dirt bike.
No, Falcon.
No,
dirt
I'm
bike.
looking at it with my eyeballs. And if you are looking for a Falcon, the part number, I almost said the part number, is 4071. I'm thinking Falcons for Psycho. Yeah, I get that.
Recons are still good too.
Yeah. Listen, J Concepts is just working. I mean, like, they're just
Killing
working. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to say?
Yeah, I mean, listen, dirt bikes aren't stalkers. I mean, you're not going to run them all weekend.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I said I could have ran all weekend on 4 tires, but those guys aren't. I mean, they're killing it.
So, speaking of making the tires work well at Motorama, one of the key products that we sold a lot of over the weekend to make the tires work, whatever people were running, was Papa Willie's. We did some Traction Tonic, which is basically a tire dope, and we sold a great number of it. I had a lot of questions throughout the weekend about what works when, and I decided to bring my resident expert in for Hump Day Happy Hour, and invited Kevin to come and tell us
gracefully declined.
All about the Papa Willie's Traction Tonic. There are several different flavors. We have a lot of them in stock, and I don't know how it works. I can tell you, this is what I can tell you as the lady who sells the stuff this weekend. I sold more red than anything else. And everybody was excited about bubblegum, which I kept mistakenly calling cotton candy.
Did you?
Yeah. Huh. The colors on the top of the lid.
Well, no, I get it.
They remind me of cotton candy.
I get it.
That's cotton candy.
What's it smell like? Does it smell like cotton candy? Does it?
Does it have a seal in it?
Yeah. Do you need help opening it?
I'm scared to spill it.
What's it?
Bubblegum.
Hubba Bubba or? Yeah. Smells like tire dope to me. Anyway, so back in the day, we ran green apple. That was the Shazam. We all used it. Then after that.
Okay, but I need more information than this.
Relax.
Okay.
I'm getting there. So then red came out. Everybody started buying red. Then after that, all of a sudden there was tire tenderizer and activator and these other things. And then for Chili Bowl or somewhere around that, bubblegum came out. So.
Well, you're not telling the whole story because there's also banana.
That's old. That's old. That's older than green apple. Or old news. Nobody cares about orange or banana or anything.
I sold some banana this weekend.
Well, those people didn't know what they were buying. The cool kid. Long story short, everyone is like super hot on the red because the red is loose dirt, dry slick, advertised. Like that's the go-to.
That is what worked at Motorama.
This
is the second year in a row. It's called Strawberry Red. It is correct. The Papa Willie's Traction Tonic with tax out the door. A bottle of this goes for $13.25. It's $12.50 before tax. It's $13.25 out the door. And the best part about this, in my opinion, is I've only ever dealt with Kevin tire doping since he started oval racing. And when he gets the Paragon out, I am like, I can't stand the smell. This stuff actually smells good. So not only does it do the work, but it also smells delightful. I will tell you, strawberry smells like strawberry. I heard from a racer this weekend. He spilled some in his car, and it just smelled like a car deodorizer. Yeah.
Johnny, if you're listening, remember that time we spilled
Dominic
the
wants you to
5-gallon
taste
jug
it
of
and
gas
see
in the
if
back
it
of the rental
tastes
car?
like. No, we are not going to taste it. It is not cleared to drink, Dominic. I only wanted banana for the smell.
So, Motul 300V. Remember what that smelled like?
Yes.
And back in my ATV day, I had no rest till I actually tasted it to see if it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
very
don't
bad.
drink
Very
it.
bad.
It's not. It is
No.
not. So this works at Motorama. Does that mean that the strawberry red would work outdoor? Like, would anyone want to use any of this stuff at LCRC on a weekend?
100%. There, I actually had a guy in the store today that was asking me about indoor outdoor, and none of the information we're sharing right now has anything to do with indoor or outdoor.
It could go either way.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So if you really want, and I'm strictly going on personal experience. Okay. I don't have any personal experience with tenderizer and or activator. I know they're hot. Guys are using them, and I apologize that I don't have experience with those.
Well, I think that would be because like tenderizer is called from Papa Willie's. Tenderizer is referred to as aggressive tire softener. So that's going to be super aggressive.
I'll play back into this in a minute. So we used to use the green apple, right?
The green apple.
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
You could use it at the, you could prep with it at home. You could use it at the track every time out, right? Over course of a couple months, your tire carcass would swell a little bit.
Okay.
But they were pretty well shot till then anyway, and the foams were clapped out. And
this is what I was wondering: does this stuff wear your tires out?
The green apple never really did.
Okay.
Okay. When we went to red, you have to be careful. Like if you slop it on, zip it in a bag, come down to your workshop the next night, open it up, it'll be dry. You slop it on again, and zip it up. If you do that 2 or 3 times in prep, the week of the race you're going to,
yeah,
and then you get to the race and you obviously put them in the dirt and then motor wash them and re-red them and run them again, they're going to be good for 2-3 weekends, and then the carcass will get a little janky.
Okay,
right?
So then clarifying for somebody that doesn't know anything. Okay, mm-hmm. So in the same conditions, if I'm going to LCRC, which is loose dirt sometimes, it's not always a blue groove at all, unless it's a Mugen Challenge or a cancer race. Mm-hmm. Either one of these will work, but this one is not going to tear up my tire as quickly as this one. Is that what you're telling me? Or you're telling me only this one's really going to work, this one is not?
Do you want a little bit of grip and want your tires to last 6 months? Or do you want a little more grip and your tires to last a month or 2?
Okay, so basically this is taking your compound down. So like, because if I had blue compound J Concepts tires, mm-hmm. they're going to last me 3 or 4 races maybe. Or if I have a green, they're going to wear out in a race.
No, so this is, I'm glad you asked me it like that.
Okay.
It's not so much about wearing the tread down.
Mm.
Okay, like we're not talking about in your Traverse, did you get 23,000 miles out of them tires or did you get 30?
Okay.
It's not like that. I'm talking about the carcass of the tire. Like, does it now, when you get on the throttle, does it swell? No.
Like on the inside. Here.
Well, the cookie cutter thing.
Yeah, I get it.
Like does it, when you get on the throttle, tire swells up and gets big, or does it hold shape and get grip and go?
Okay, so James Henry says it softens the foams and doesn't ruin the tire. I think he was talking when we were talking about the green apple. Is that...
It depends on how you use it. And listen, I know you guys are going to all banter with me on this.
And I like that. We want to hear from you too.
we're not even talking about injecting right now. We're just talking about putting it on the outside.
He's talking about the clear.
Well, so again, I don't have any personal experience with the clear.
So he's saying the clear will soften the foams and does not impact the tire.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Awesome.
From the green to the red, it's like we're talking like the green is long-term tire health.
Yeah.
The red is, I don't want to say short-term tire health, but it's a little less long-term tire health.
Okay.
Right?
Makes sense.
But it's better grip.
Yeah.
Now, when you're talking bubble gum,
tell me about it.
I bought a new set of tires for this race this weekend, and I went to most grip I can get, and I don't give a crap if they're junk when the weekend's over.
I see it.
When you use that stuff, listen,
you're going to eat up some tires.
But you're going to get good grip.
Yeah.
So
if it's all on the line, you're going to go bubble gum.
I should have put bubble gum on for the B-Man spray. And I did.
When you want those tires to last one more time, you're going to go red. If you want those tires to work a little bit better, but you want them to last a couple more times, you're going to go green.
You right? Can actually back that up. If you want a set of tires basically to last till the treads wore out, run green.
Ooh, okay.
Like, that's a good analogy.
I like it.
If you want a set of tires to last you, I don't know, well, like me this weekend. So I started out on they were one runs. They weren't even brand new green reflexes. And they would have been shot tread-wise at the end of this weekend if I wouldn't have broke the wheel. Mm-hmm. Would have been good for practice days or whatever.
Okay, I love this feedback that we're getting. James says the clear works perfect for a new tire break-in. Then you add some suave of your choice. So you're going to break in with the clear, and then you're going to use whatever you want. Am I correct on that? All this oval stuff is making me dizzy. Well, you know what, Mike Ream? This is not just oval. I had tons of off-road guys using mostly red this weekend, but at Motorama there was tons of tire doping going on.
Listen, I don't know how to say this. It pains me to my core, but Drake had me put tire dope on my 8-scale off-road tires for the first time in my life. And I liked it.
And he liked it. Also, side note about next week's Hump Day Happy Hour. Yes, that's right, folks. We are back every single week. We are going to be here for Hump Day Happy Hour, except for those few weeks that we can't make it. But otherwise, we'll be here on Wednesdays. And next week, Kevin is going to go over the changes that Adam made to his car to be able to make it work at Motorama. Kevin was floundering out there in 8-scale off-road, not to be blunt, but you were. And
how do you know? You weren't even watching.
Because I heard you complaining every single time you came off the track.
And my car
But don't worry, because Adam Drake came over, tried to make me spend more money on electronics, which I did not, but he was still able to get your car working perfectly for you out there on the off-road track.
It's true.
And
I forgot all about that. That was funny. Wasn't Mayfield was in on that too, wasn't he?
I don't know. I told them no. So anyway, Kevin's going to go over the changes that Adam made directly to his car with you guys next week. He's going to bring his car out. We're going to do one of those mobile camera type gigs where I show you, up close and personal, the changes that were made to his car.
And maybe after that, when I get publicly shamed for still having an MBX-8 updated to an R, that she'll allow me some time to actually build my new MBX-8 R.
Honey, I don't take your time away from you. I don't. So we got home from Motorama. First of all,
I thought we were going to talk about Outlaw 5 for a minute.
Okay, we can talk about your Outlaw 5. Wait, Gage says, is it necessary to run the tire dope, or is it possible to get by without it? Of course it's possible to get by without it.
Gage, I just told you, I spent 48 and 2/3 years of my life not running tire dope on an 8 scale. Yeah, no.
So here's the thing about tire dough. I wanted to cover it tonight during this video because I'm confused about it. Okay.
What was that? That barker over here is mad. I think it died.
Can you plug it in? I thought that was like going to blow up or something.
Yeah.
It sounded like a... Anyway.
You did put lipos in, you know.
Back to the beginning. So the reason I wanted to cover the Papa Willie's tire traction tonic tonight is because I had questions about it. I'm here trying to sell it, and I get a little bit confused, especially during Motorama. I know that most people take red and use red, but I don't know, is that going to wear out their tires? Is it just going to wear out their tire carcass? How hard should they dope it and whatever? So I was hoping to use this evening as an educational opportunity for me to be able to better sell, which I feel like I'm better equipped now. And I figure if I need to learn about something, you guys probably do too. And I like to also be able to play stupid on some of these things. So I like to be able to say, I literally have no idea about this. And then nobody will feel uncomfortable out there that's watching that might not know anything, because I will be the one that knows nothing before you. So I hope this is helpful to other people. I'm actually going to start taking little tidbits of like this part of Hump Day, cutting it out and making it its own little educational YouTube video, cutting out all the extra and make it one little short snippet that is helpful. If you have things that you would like us to cover in the future that is like that, please let us know.
So can we go back to bubblegum for just a minute?
Because I would love to go back to bubblegum.
So one of the big things from Papa Willie's that the bubblegum is advertised to be aggressive 50 degrees and below loose dirt traction additive. So, you know, events like Chili Bowl, Motorama, the opener here, or you know, cold. Yeah, when it's cold, the bubblegum is the one to go to, again, because it's very aggressive. The thing is, if you use bubblegum when it's cold, when it gets warm, I mean, it's going to be hard on tires. Mm-hmm. I want to be honest with you. But if you spend, I mean, let's face it, what's the average family spend to go to Motorama? $1,000, $1,500? And you spend $13 on a bottle of traction additive and $75 worth of tires. Well, what, I mean, the cost of living. You know, do you want to go fast or not?
Yeah, I think that we sold the most of the Papa Willie's at the beginning of the weekend when the dirt was still cold. Mm-hmm. And people were grasping at straws. Practice laps were not meaning anything because they couldn't get any kind of traction. And they really wanted their practice to equate to what they could expect in the mains, and this brought them a little closer to home.
Are we talking about oval or off-road?
I was off-roading.
Okay. Off-roading, I get it, because my car was a bag of junk until my friend worked on it for me. And listen, I'm a co-owner in a hobby shop. I manage an outdoor off-road track and an oval, and I don't ever work on my own cars. Sorry. True statement. Anyway, so I show up at the event, and my car's kind of hard to drive. Not really fun. I did more donuts on the off-road than I did on the oval, because I didn't do any donuts on the oval for once, which was amazing. There's a ton to go into setup, and
we're gonna talk about that next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to eat a big fat turd sandwich next week, because I preach to the kids all the time about this stuff, and yet I'm the one that I don't.
Let's get into that next week. Save it for next week. We're gonna go all over the setup that Adam Drake put onto Kevin's car. That worked for him, because I will tell you honestly, when Kevin told me that Drake had his car, I said, go get it. He's going to make it fast, and then you're not going to like it. And I mean that because I thought he was going to put a fast guy setup on it. Not that you're not fast, honey. I think you're really good.
I'm not.
But a lot of times when Kevin will do a fast guy setup.
Yeah, you can't drive. I can't drive.
He doesn't enjoy driving.
So I'll put it in perspective for you. Dominic, you'll like this. So when Drake comes from Mugen Challenge, he drives my Nitro late model, right? And when I drive my Nitro late model and I have it tuned for me, it's all good. And I do fairly well with it, and everything's fine. Drake goes to drive it. He's like, oh, this thing's fat. Doesn't run. They lean the top end one full turn. Not a couple hours, but a full turn. So, dude can drive, He's got crazy skill. And I'm not at that level. That's why when it comes to, like, setup stuff, pros and Joes, dude, the setup's different. And, But this weekend, the changes were pretty stellar. I was, I actually, for the first time in my off-road life that I can remember, I wish that Sunday was just this next day of qualifying and Monday were the meets, because I was really getting into the off-road on Sunday.
Well, and again, it's not fair because Friday is so busy for us. In the hobby shop, you weren't really, and I say the hobby shop, it was in the tent there in our vendor booth, but we were so, a lot of people to talk to that there wasn't much practice time for you.
Well, I didn't run any of the free practices. I only ran I don't know. I didn't run any extra practice.
So Sheen said my buggy was amazing with Drake's setup. Didn't touch it all weekend. My issue was I've only touched my controller 5 times in a year. Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah. Because there's nothing like driving. Driving's going to be the most important part of it. So, of course, we got home from Motorama. Packing up there was a lot of work. Again, thanks to Shane and Michelle and Gavin for their extra help. Thanks to Adam Drake and, Ryan Mayfield was hanging out there, and Joe Bornhorst. They helped with some stuff at the end there. Which
good guys.
Just like the way it's supposed to be. I got to tell you, one of my favorite parts of Motorama 2024 was getting to be up on the booth when I heard Ryan Mayfield climbing up the steps onto the booth and says to Scotty Ernst, "Hey Scotty, can we wrap this up and be in time that we can go over and watch the final of the sprint, the mod sprint final over on the oval track?" And he said, "Well, we're going to do a podium right after." And he was like, "Hey, we'll be right back. But like, if you can just let us go watch that final, then we'll be back." Scotty was actually watching the oval track on his phone and telling Mayfield and the other guys when that race would be coming up and letting them know they would have enough time to get over there and coordinating that final A3 over on the off-road track. I thought that was really cool. I actually went over and was able to watch that race with those guys. When you watch, it was Spencer Hecker and Ryan Mayfield and Adam Drake, Joe Bornhorst, all sitting there watching the oval final. It's really special because you realize that they're still fans of the hobby. They might be the best at what they do, but they're fans.
To be fair, one of their dearest off-road friends, Billy Fisher, was in that race. So that was one of the things. And they're all buddies with Max and the other guys too.
Yeah, but they are fans of this hobby. The fact, that can be your buddy. We all have buddies. But the fact that you were trying to hurry up and get your A3 done, the thing that will finish your finish for the race. Do you know what I'm butthurt about? In order to get back to see that race, I think that is really cool.
Do you know what I'm butthurt about? What? They didn't hurry up to get A1 finished to come
so
over
they
and
see
watch
you?
my B made.
Hi, Laura.
Anyway.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Nobody mentioned that.
So I was super impressed with that. I had some really great moments up on the stand throughout the weekend, just heartfelt conversations with different racers. Gavin Buccino, I was just really proud of him and how well he did. He got a bump spot that was just spectacular. I got to watch lots of really great racing. But
how about your first interview of the weekend? How was that?
It was with you, and it was very nice. I got rid of any nerves I may have had. But no, I'm just really proud of our core group of racers that we have. I just feel this kinship with all of them. I was really rooting for everyone. It's really hard. I'm a dramatic watcher. Okay. I was watching from the stand, so I really had to try to put my filter on. But like, if I see something happen, I like immediately, and I'm like, oh gosh, like check yourself. You're up on the stand. You can't like do this standing next to the other guy. You know what I mean? So I was trying to behave, but the thing I realized in that moment is that I was rooting for both first and second place. You know, like I went like that when first crashed, and I went when the other guy crashed too. Like I wanted many people to do well. You know.
Do you know I caught grief on the driver's stand on Friday that I forgot to. You just told me that.
What?
So it's practice day, and I was over on the off road, and you were over to the store, and my phone rang. Now I'm in the middle of driving my off road car.
Why did you do this?
Because it was practice, and you needed me. So I'm on the driver's stand, got my phone tucked in my hoodie, and I'm still. I was trying to drive, but I pulled off the side. And yeah. So, who was it after?
He came up to us, and he was like, "Really, you need to get off the phone." But actually, the funny part is, as he was walking away, and you had said that, well, she called me and she's over here. He was like, "That's the way it should be. Yeah. You're doing what you should," and it was cool. It was cool. I could not believe you answered from the driver's stand. I thought that was...
Honey, I do everything for you.
I know, honey. I love you. Of course, naturally, when we got back to the hobby shop, I was discontent and decided that we needed to...
I have to go.
Renovate. I needed to renovate the store. You guys know what the counter has looked like for, life. And last year...
Can I intervene and say that
I really wish you'd let me finish a sentence sometimes. Okay. No, please intervene.
We're in the middle of renovating a barn and a farm from 1870. And we get home from Motorama.
Okay, that's it. Never mind. Let me finish my sentence. So we get home from Motorama, and last year when we got home, I really liked selling over those glass countertops like we do at the booth. And I had said to him last year, hey, it would be really cool to bring those glass countertops and have them be here instead of the countertop. So he called his best friend, who happens to be a contractor, and asked him about taking out our current countertop situation. And I said, honey, we don't need them. We worked on a barn. We can do it. Got the screwdrivers out, had a half tore off. Thank God for his best friend, Jimmy, who came and did all the finish work to make it pretty. But needless to say, we have brand new glass countertops in front of the counter area. Your sales stations are now different. I think they're really nice.
Love it.
We're still packing them full of stuff. I guess we can give them a behind the scenes.
Nah, they can come see it.
No, I think we'll show them.
Why? It's it.
Because I said that we're going to.
Yes, ma'am.
Show them. So this is what it looks like. We now have the glass countertops. Checkout station. I think it'll work if I unplug, but I'm nervous, so we're just going to go with that. So anyway, I think it's cool. We also, with that, excuse my reach. Oh, please don't lock up. Okay, whew, we're back. That was scary for a minute.
Why didn't it lock up?
I don't know.
Squeezing something.
I think I was. Along with that, so obviously the countertops these glass showcases were in the back area. So now we've redone that area too, which you'll have to wait to see.
That is actually what I'm more excited about, because we have more room. The pinion gear area, which used to be here to the left of the counter, is going to be, wow, way better. I don't even know what else is going to improve, but holy crap, there's stuff it's going to get better. We just need to keep having more space because we keep getting more product in. Like end of last year we added on Kyosho, and we have we have more X-ray than we had before, and we have more techno than we had before, and it just continues to grow and add on, and that's what we're doing. So we got to find ways to display it. It's easy for us to have it hidden away in the back, but you know what? I've learned about RC people over the years. You guys want to see it. You want to hold it in your hand. You want to touch it. You want to see what it looks like and feels like before you buy it. And I like that about you.
I like that about you.
Why do you like that about me? Because I redo stuff and make it pretty?
Yes, I do like that about you.
Nick's upset because he doesn't get interviewed. He only gets hired at.
I know. Listen, being the race director in any situation is not, it's not easy. We were talking about it today. There's a lot that goes on your plate, and very little help and support into that role. And Nick, I will be one to say, I thought you did a fantastic job. I was really impressed with your race director role all weekend long. So kudos to you. That's not easy there, especially that weekend. That's a lot of announcing. That's a lot of guys. That's a lot of possible fights. And I only saw everyone getting along. So I thought you did a great job.
I was just conversating with somebody in a store today. You really shouldn't ever criticize a race director until you spend 8 to 16 hours in that race director's booth. You don't realize what it's like, man. It's a tough day. I mean, I don't care how good you are. It's a tough day. Yeah, it's hard.
P-Word says we're very appreciative of your trackside support and carrying all that we need. Huge effort for you to hold all that stuff. Thank you for saying that. It was a lot. We definitely brought more stuff this year than last year, which was it was a pretty big undertaking. I will tell you, it took a lot of pressure off of me. The previous year we did not take as much stuff, but then I ran back and forth sometimes twice a day to bail people out, and that was a very hard weekend on me traveling wise. Because if you have been to Motorama, you might think that parking is a nightmare, but try leaving and trying to come back. Those lots close down and they don't want to let you in no matter what. So even this time, I left in the middle of the day one day, and I got back around 1 o'clock or maybe 2 o'clock. And they were basically ready to wrestle me down before they let me park in that lot that I paid to park in. But luckily I was able to get in, but it's not easy.
No. And we fell a little short on associated parts and some techno parts and some things, but
yeah, we did the best we could, and that's okay. I want to just note before we go off, we're set to launch our camper software on Friday, which is 2/23. I've held off on a little bit of information for that because I actually sold a couple more yearly spots over the weekend that I didn't expect. So it's really becoming very limited spots that are left, which I'll be honest, I have tons of anxiety over. I really don't want to make people upset about them not getting camper spots that want it. I'm going to we really had to work the last couple of days to put all the stuff back so we could ship orders and go back to business as normal. I'm planning on really spending some time and dedicating some time to the camper software launch tomorrow and being as clear as possible as I can. I will be sending an email out that will go to our email subscribers, letting them know if you're not on our email list and you want to join, you go to the very bottom of lcrcraceway.com and there's a little box to sign up. You can sign up for that email list. I'm super anxious. If you can just understand, like, we're going to do everything we can to make that successful. It's our first time ever, so just be a little bit patient.
Yeah. It's gonna be a little bit of a test.
It is, and unfortunately, there's going to be limited spots, so I know that not everyone's going to get what they want. I'm glad that we have so many racers that want to come and spend the entire year with us. Like, that is the biggest, most humbling thing that we could have happen is they don't want to come for a race or two. They want to come for the season. And that's what we've been trying to build for years. So we're really proud of that. And I'm just so humbled that people are willing to spend their weekends, their time, and their money here with us. But it does just make this a little bit of a, tricky situation. So bear with us, hang with us.
It's 9 o'clock, babe.
How did that happen? Braden says it's like they trap you there at Motorama. Yeah, they don't want you to leave. Gage says, do you have any of those chargers left for me? If not, that's fine.
Yes.
Yes, we do have those chargers there.
And I have your brother's sprint car too, so you can come pick that all up at one shot.
And Robin Jody said, so what info did you find on the oval track for LCRC? I think we started to do a lot of research on LCRC oval races, the Dream and the Prelude to the Dream, but we'll save that for our next Hump Day. We have plenty of time before that event happens, so we will fill you in more and more on that during our next episode. Is that it?
I'm out.
Me too. It's been a really long, exhausting day.
I told you at like 3 o'clock this afternoon I was done working for the day.
Do you want to know the thing about this thing that
Tell me.
Toby got us?
What do you got?
I don't know how to end it.
Do you need me to unplug it? Good night, all.
You just keep saying that until it.
See you bye. See you bye. It's been fun. It's been real. Check us out next week.
Just keep talking.
8 o'clock.
I think we're still live.
We're still alive. I'm still alive. Are you still alive?
Not alive.
Oh, alive or alive?
Oh, bye, Drake, a snow rush. I didn't see that one.
What?
See you guys later. See you guys. Good night. I think that maybe I have to end it over here. Control Alt Explode. I might have to try that.